Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I help students prepare for external examinations like IGCSE, checkpoints, and WAEC. Today, we're going to be looking at Cambridge IGCSE May June 2023, paper 2 1. Let's get started. The first question says CDE is a straight line. Find angle ADE. So you can see that ABCD is a quadrilateral. So sum of angles in the quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So we need to find this angle. We need to find this marked angle. So I have 360 minus 104 plus 71 plus 56. This is 360 minus 231, and that's going to give us 129 degrees. So this angle here is 129 degrees, and angle AD is this is angle AD. Angle AD and this angle here are angles on a straight line. So angle AD equals to 180 minus 129, and that's going to give us 51 degrees. So we'll write our answer. Angle AD is 51 degrees. So move to question 2. A journey start at 21:43. So we have 21:43, and we are adding 8 hours 32 minutes to it. So definitely you should see it from here that the journey will finish the next day. The journey will finish the next day. So let us add 21:43, 8:32. So if we add this, we have 75. We'll take this to we have 15 minutes, and then we have 1 hour, and this is going to give us 30:15. And 30:15, if you take 24 away from this, is 6. This is 6:15. So that means the journey will end 6:15 the next day, or you say 6:15 a.m. Question 3. The diagram shows this. Find A is 58 degrees. Why is A 58 degrees? Because A and 58 are vertically opposite. So we call them vertically opposite angles. They are vertically opposite angles. Then for B, A and B are actually interior angles. So if you add A and B together, they should give you 180 degrees. Another way of doing this is getting this angle. This angle is going to give us 180 minus 58, and that is 122 degrees. So if you have your 122 degrees here with the B, these two angles are corresponding angles. So you can write 122 degrees as corresponding angles, or you write interior angles. Okay, question 4. By writing each number in the calculation correct to one significant figure, work out an estimate of the value of this. So 6.7 to one significant figure is 7. 2.1 to one significant figure is 2. 18 to one significant figure is 20. 5.9 to one significant figure is 6. This is going to give us 14 over 14, and that is 1. Eric has 4 colors of paint. The table shows the probability that he uses each color. Find the value of x. All of these probabilities should add up to 1. So 0.3 plus 0.35 plus 0.13 plus x should add up to 1. So when you add up all of this, you have 0.78 equals to 1. So 1 x equals to 1 minus 0.78, and that is 0.22. Move to question 6. Calculate the volume of a sphere. We already have the formula. So the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 times pi times r raised to power of 3, but we're given the diameter. So r equals to 4.8 divided by 2, and that's 2.4. So this is times 2.4 raised to power of 3. When you use your calculator, you have 57.9 centimeters cube to 3 significant figures. Question 7. The scale of a map is this. On a map, the length of the island is 9.4 centimeters. Calculate the actual length of the island, giving your answer in kilometers. So we're going to have 125,000 times 9.4 centimeters. If you multiply that, that would give us 1175000. That is 1,175,000 centimeters. But we have to give the answer in kilometers, so we have to convert this. We can't convert directly, so if we divide by 100, we must have converted to meters. Then if we divide by 1000, we move from meters to kilometers. So let's divide. This is, and then we use these two zeros to move the point 1, 2. So the answer here is 11.75. Question 8. The nth term of a sequence is this. Write down the first three terms of the sequence. So that means you have to write down the values when n is 1, when n is 2, and when n is 3. So when n is 1, this will give us 10 minus 1 square, and that's 10 minus 1, which is 9. When n is 2, that'll be 10 minus 2 square, that's 10 minus 4, and that will give us 6. And lastly, when n is 3, that's 10 minus 3 square, which is 10 minus 9, and that is 1. So the first three terms is 961. These are the first four terms of another sequence. Find an expression for the nth term of this sequence. So the first thing we need to do is to find out the type of sequence that we have. Is it a linear sequence? Is it quadratic? Is it cubic or geometric? So let's find out. 7, 10, 13, and 16. So we take the first difference. 10 minus 7 is 3. 13 minus 10 is 3. 16 minus 13 is also 3. So since we have the first difference to be the same, then it's a linear sequence. So the nth term of a linear sequence is Tn equals to An plus B. Tn equals to An plus B. So from here, we're going to use the first term, that's 7, equals to A is 3. 3 into bracket, n is 1, because we're using the first term. You can as well use any of the terms. You can use the second, you can use the third, you can use the fourth. Just take note of the term you're using. So if you're using the third, that means this will be 13 and this is going to be 3 plus b. So we're looking for the value of b. 7 equals to 3 plus b. 7 minus 3 equals to b. So that means b equals to 4. So rewriting this now, Tn will be equals to A is 3, n plus 4. So this is 3n plus 4. You can check if your answer is the same. When n is 1, that's 3 times 1 plus 4. That will give us 7. When n is 2, 3 times 2, 6 plus 4. That will give us 10. When n is 3, 3 times 3, 9 plus 4. That would give us 13. When n is 4, 3 times 4 is 12 plus 4. That would give us 16. So yes, that answer is correct. Question 9. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. Calculate the value of H. So from here, 7.2 over 8.1 would be the same thing as 5.6 divided by H. So we cross multiply. So we have 7.2H equals to 5.6 times 8.1. We divide through by 7.2. Divide by 7.2. So when you use your calculator here, of course, this word cancel out. So h equals to, with the use of calculator, you have your h as 6.3. So this is 6.3. Move on to question 10. Without using a calculator, don't forget that instruction. Without using a calculator, work out 2 number 1 over 7 divided by 5 over 9. So we're going to change this to improper fraction. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1, that's 15 over 7 divided by 5 over 9. And this will give us 15 over 7 times 9 over 5, because when you change the division sign to multiplication sign, you also have to reciprocate the fraction. So 5 will go in this one, 5 will go in this 3. So we have 27 over 7. And remember the instruction, give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So if we give this as a mixed number, we're going to have 3 whole number 6 over 7. Remember, it is without the use of a calculator, so you must show all your solving steps. So I move to question 11. Question 11 says, describe the single transformation that maps A onto B. A onto B. So let's look at A onto B. So if you look at A and B, you see clearly there that that is an enlargement. So that's the first thing we need to write, the name of the transformation. When you're asked to describe a transformation, the first thing you need to write is the name. So this is an enlargement. Enlargement. Okay, so now let's see the other things that we need to write here. Because it's an enlargement, there must be a scale factor. So let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is being multiplied by 2. We can also check to confirm. This is 1 and this is 1, 2. So the scale factor is plus 2. Scale factor is plus 2. Then lastly we need to look at the center for enlargement. There has to be a center, so I need to clean this. So for me to get the center of enlargement, I need to join the corresponding points. So if you're using a paper, of course that is how you're going to write your exams. So make sure you use a ruler to join the corresponding points. I will just try to do freehand sketch here. So this is my corresponding point. The first one, I'm going to extend it. I'm going to extend this. Then I'm also going to join this two. This is just freehand. Then I have another corresponding point here. So I'm going to join this to freehand. Now from what I have seen here, we can see that the three lines are meeting at this point. So that's the center for enlargement. So the center for enlargement is 0, 7. All right, so let's look at the second one. Let's look at it. We have to clean this so that it will look neat. But in your paperwork, you don't need to clean, please. You don't need to clean. You can just continue with the next one. So triangle A onto triangle C. Now, by mere observation, if you look at A and C, you see that A is being rotated to get C. A is being rotated, so that means that transformation there is rotation. Remember, you write the name first. Rotation. Now if it's being rotated, what do we need? We need the center of rotation, and we also need the direction. So also by mere observation, you can see that A is being rotated 90 degrees clockwise, is moving this way to C. So that's 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, that's the direction. Now we are left with the center. So let's see. For the center, let's see. Now, if you are going to be writing on the paper, you can use your tracing paper to check. You put your tracing paper over A and trace it out, then you turn it 90 degrees, and with that you'll be able to manipulate to get, you pick any center of rotation, at first, any center at all. Then you try. If that does not work, you move according to the way the image is looking. So with that you'll be able to get your center of rotation. But there's another approach in which you can use, although using the tracing paper is a lot easier, let me just put it that way. But there's another way we can do this. Let me just quickly explain that. Like I said, even if you are using your tracing paper, you still have to try different points. So same thing, what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to try this point, just no particular reason, it's just a random point I have picked. So if this is the center of rotation, then that simply means I am taking this as my new starting point. So I'm going to write my coordinates here using this new center, using this new point, using this point here. So this is going to be 1, 1, 2, 3. So that is 1 comma 3. Now if I am rotating 90 degrees clockwise, then the coordinate should change to 3 minus 1. So take note of that. If you have x comma y and you're rotating 90 degrees clockwise, the coordinate changes to y comma minus x. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to try to check. Look at this point. This is the corresponding point for it. So I'm going to check if this point here is going to be 3 comma minus 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1. No, which is wrong. So from there I can see that it's almost the same, is getting close to that point, but it's just that this center would not work. So I can clean this center and then move down a bit, say to this point. So let's see. So this is my new point. Now I'm going to write my coordinates according to this plane. So let's go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 1 comma 5. So if truly this is the center, then that means this should change to 5 comma minus 1. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1. So yes, we cannot be so sure using just one point, but let's try one more point and then we'll see if that will work. So I'm going to get the coordinate of this point using this plane. So I have minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's minus 1 comma 5. Remember, it is x before y. So if I rotate this should be 5, 1. So I'm going to come here and count 5, 1 and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You can see that I have the same point, like the corresponding point. So yes, this is the center for rotation. Like I said earlier, it is a lot easier when you're drawing it on your paper and you're using your tracing paper to check. It is very, very easy. But because I can't use my tracing paper on the screen, that's why I have to use that approach. So the center is 3 comma 1. And question 12 says AO, OB, and OC are all radii of the circle. AB equals to BC. Therefore, triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COB. Draw a ring around the correct criterion for this statement. Okay, so let's see. Since OA, OB, and OC are radii, so that simply means that they are of equal length. So this is equal to this and this is equal to this. So the criterion for this statement is a side, 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 SSS. Question 12b. P, Q, R, and S are points on the circle, and TQU is a tangent to the circle at Q. PR and SQ intersect at the center of the circle O, and PQ is parallel to SR. Angle RQU is 42 degrees. Calculate angle QSR. So the first thing you actually need to do when you're being asked questions with angle is to identify the angle that you're looking for. So we're looking for angle QSR, angle QSR. So we're looking for this angle. Remember, the middle alphabet carries the angle. So angle QSR, this is what we're looking for. Now, if you look at QR, the chord QR, it's actually subtends this angle at S here. So this is 42 degrees. 42 degrees. Now we're not asked to write the reason, but in case you want to write the reason for similar questions, if they ask for reasons, the reason is alternate segment angles. They're always equal. So move on. Angle PQS. So same thing. Let us identify the angle. Angle PQS. This angle. Okay. So if you look at um, this angle properly, you see that this here is a radius. This is also a radius. So this here too is a radius. This is a radius. This angle here is 42 degrees. Why? Angles in the same segment, and this is also going to give me 42 degrees because it's the base angle of an isosceles triangle. So angle PQS is also 42. Then angle POS, we are looking for angle POS. So let's identify which is angle POS. Angle POS. So we are looking for this angle. Now, since we know that this is the diameter, so that makes this angle 90 degrees. Angles in a semicircle. This is 42, and then this is 48. Another way of doing this is you could just do 90 minus 42, you get 48, because this angle here is the angle between the radius and the tangent, and that's always a right angle. So that could also work if you don't want to use this as 90. Okay, so since I have this as 48, this will also be 48. Why would this be 48? Remember, I have radius. So using my knowledge of sum of angles in a triangle, you have this place to be 84, and this would also be 84 because they are vertically opposite. So our answer here is 84 degrees. Okay, let's see what's the next question. Number 13. Question 13 says Aya invests $6,000 in an account that pays compound interest at a rate of R% per year. At the end of 8 years, the account has earned $621.70 in interest. Please take note of that interest. Calculate the value of R. So I'm going to use this formula. A equals to P into bracket 1 plus R over 100 raised to power of n. Okay, I'm going to use that formula. So if I use that formula, what is my A? What is my amount? Take note, the amount is not 6,000. The amount is the principal plus the interest. And that's going to give us 6,621.70. So that's my amount. 6,621.70 equals to 6,000 into bracket 1 plus R over 100 raised to power of 8. So first step, I'm going to divide through by 6,000. 6,000 divide through by 6,000. So if you divide using your calculator, you have 1.1036 equals to 1 plus r over 100 raised to the power of 8. Of course, you can just find the 8 roots of this. So when you find the 8 root of this is 1.0124 equals to 1 plus r over 100. 1.0124 minus 1 equals to r over 100. And this is going to give us 0.0124 times 100. So remember, you multiply numbers with 0. So you move your decimal points twice. 1, 2. And the answer is 1.24%. That is all right. Question 14. Y is directly proportional to the square of x plus 3. Y is directly proportional to the square of x plus 3. So y is equals to k x plus 3 raised to the power of 2, where k is a constant of proportionality. So y is 5. We're looking for k, and x is 2. So 5 equals to 25k. K would be 5 over 25, and k will be 1 over 5. So I'm going to rewrite this formula as y equals to 1 over 5 x plus 3 raised to the power of 2. So the question says find y when x is 1. So y equals to 1 over 5, 1 plus 3 raised to the power of 2. Y equals to 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 raised to the power of 2 is 16. That's 16 over 5. So y is 16 over 5, or you can change this to decimal, and that is 3.2. So y equals to 3.2. Question 15. A bag contains 5 green buttons, 2 blue buttons, and 6 white buttons. Maya takes 2 buttons at random from the bag without replacement. Always take notes and pay attention to the instructions or and the requirement of the question. Calculate the probability that one button is green and the other button is not green. Now, some students misunderstand this part when they say one button is green and the other is not green. Now, the question did not say that the first button is green and the other is not green. It says one is green and the other is not green. That means the first could be green and the second not green, or the first could be not green and the second green. So we actually have two possibilities here. So it's either we have green and not green, or not green and green. So what's the probability of green? That will be 5 over, you need to get the total, 5 plus 2 plus 6. That is going to give us 7 plus 6, which is 13. So this is 13. So that's 5 over 13 multiplied by not green. Not green is going to give us what? How many do we have? 6 and 2 that are not green. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 over 12. Why is it 8 over 12? Because it is without replacement. The moment you pick the first one as green, the total buttons in the bag will reduce to 12. So, or we have not green, that is 8 over 13 times 5 over 12. You can as well just multiply the first one by 2 to also give you the same answer. So when you add up this, you can multiply. Let's see. This will cancel out. Let's reduce it to the lowest part first. 4 we go here 2 times. 4 will go here 3 times. So that's 10 over 39 plus for this one too, same thing, 2, 3, 10 over 39, and this is going to give us 20 over 39. 20 over 39. So move to question 16. Question 16 says we should find the magnitude of the vector minus 4, 5. So the magnitude is the square root of minus 4 square plus 5 square. So this is going to give us the square root of 16 plus 25, and that's square root of 41, which will give us 6.403. 6.403 using your calculator. All right. Question 16b. Question 16b. The diagram shows a triangle OAC. A is the midpoint of the straight line OB. OA is x and vector OC is y. Find CB in terms of x and y. So we are moving from C to B. So we're moving C to O first. C to O first is minus y. Same magnitude, different direction. O to A is x plus x, and A to B is also x. Why is A to B x? Because we're told that A is the midpoint of OB. So that means if this is x, this will also be x. So that would give us 2x minus y. So that's 2x minus y. Question 17. Simplify this. Simplify 81 x raised to the power of 12 all raised to the power of 3 over 4. So I'm going to do this. 81 raised to the power 3 over 4 times x raised to the power of 12 all raised to the power of 3 over 4. So I can put all of this in the calculator. I can just insert this in the calculator and then to give me an answer. But if you want to solve manually, it's still fine. This is the fourth root of 81 raised to the power of 3. Or you could write 81 as 3 raised to the power of 4. It should work same way. Then this one too, I'm going to use my knowledge of product rule. So 4 year 1, 4 year 3. And this will give me 3 raised to the power of 3 times x raised to the power of 9. And that's 27 x raised to the power of 9. So move to question 18. Question 18 says the diagram shows the position of three towns, U, V, and W. U is due west of V and angle UVW is 125 degrees. Calculate the bearing of U from W. So yes, we need to first identify the angle we are looking for. So since we are looking for the bearing of U from W, so we're going to draw our angle from the north of W clockwise down to the line that goes to U. So this is the angle we are looking for, this marked angle. All right. So the first thing we need to do is to find this inner angle, the interior angle here. Remember, we're told that this is 125 degrees. Okay, so we are looking for this angle. We have this angle and we have two sides. So the best way approach or the best approach to this is with the use of sine rule. It's not a right angle triangle, so we cannot use SOHCAHTOA. So let's see, let's label. This is small v, this is small w, and this is small u. So we have u, no, we have w over sine w equals to v over sine v. There won't be need for us to use u because we don't have the side for u and we also don't have the angle. So we just use this. W is 27.3 over sine w, that's what we're looking for, and v is 62.4 over sine 125. So we're going to cross multiply. We have 27.3 sine 125 is equals to 62.4 sine w. So we'll divide through by 62.4. 62.4. All right, so from here, W would be equals to sine inverse of 27.3 sine 125 over 62.4. Now, if you use your calculator to calculate this, we have our W to be equals to 21.0 degrees. So this is 21.0, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this entire angle. Okay, so I can actually draw this line here, and that makes this 180 degrees angles on a straight line. So I need to find this angle. Let me use a different color so that it should be obvious. I need to find this angle here. So I can find that by drawing my 90 degrees here. So this angle I have here, this is 90. This place is 90. So this angle here is 125 minus 90 degrees, and that's going to give us 35 degrees. So this is also alternate. This is alternate to this, so is also 35 degrees. So therefore we can say that the bearing will be 180 degrees plus 35 degrees plus 21 degrees, and that will give us, the bearing is 180 plus 35 plus 21, and that would give us 236 degrees. So the answer is 236 degrees. All right, we'll move to question 19. On the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals to cos x for this. Now, when you're asked to sketch the graph, you can as well make, you're not drawing the graph to scale, so you can as well make a bit of small markings here. This is 90 and this is 270. So you get your calculator, you have your what is cos 0, you check cos 0 would give you what. If you check your calculator, you see that your cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1, and cos 90 is what? You also t would give us cos 180 is going to give us minus 1. So you have your minus 1 here. Go again and get what cos 270 would give us. Cos 270 is 0, and cos 360, if you use a calculator to check, cos 360 is going to give us 1. Cos 360 would give us 1. So once you have all your points like that, you just need to join. Please make sure you are very careful when you're joining, although you are just asked for a sketch, but that does not mean we should draw anyhow. So you join your points. You can use freehand, and you can as well use your French curve. Okay, so that's it. Solve this equation. This is 5 cos x equals to minus 3. So this is minus 3 over 5, and x equals to cos inverse of minus 3 over 5. So if you do that using your calculator, minus 3 divided by 5 is minus 0.6. Then you find the cos inverse of that on your calculator. Is going to give you 126.9. That's approximately 126.9 degrees. Now look at the range of answers that we should have. Drawing our points here, our cast. All students take coke. You could call it cast, you could call it act. You could also use things that you won't forget. You can say this is all students take coke. Now we can see from here that cosine is negative. So from our cardinal point here, where do we have cosine to be negative? The second quadrant and the third quadrant. Because in this case, the first quadrant, all the trig functions are positive. The fourth quadrant, the cosine is positive. So it's only in the second and the third quadrant that we have cosine to be negative. And if you check our answer to this one, you can see that it's already giving us an answer in the second um, quadrant. So for this one, So the second answer is going to, you can as well just do 360 minus this, and that would give us 233.1 degrees. So you can see that the answers here actually fall within the quadrant where cosine is negative. All right. So question 20. The table shows some values for y equals to 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. The first question is for us to complete the table. So for us to complete the table, you get your calculator and um, substitute the value of x as minus 0.5. If you do that, you'd get 0.75 here. And then for this part, you get 1 point minus 1.25. So we have completed that table. So now we need to draw. We need to draw the graph. When x is minus 1, y is 4. When x is minus 1, y is 4. So we have it this way. Okay. When x is minus 0.5, y is 0.75. 0.75. So let's check. This is 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 0 0.5, 0 0.6, 0 0.7. So 0.75 would be somewhere around there. Then let's see. When x is 0, y is minus 1. When x is 0, y is minus 1. We have two more points. When x is 1, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 0. And lastly, when x is 1.5, y is 2.75. When x is 0.5, okay, 1.5, um y is 2.75. So we come here, 2.75. This is 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, so 2.75 will be somewhere around here. So we join the points. You can use freehand or you use your French curve. I'm drawing on the screen, so it might not look that accurate. Drawing on the paper will be way more accurate than this. So we have this. Okay. All right. So that's the graph. It's a quadratic graph. So by drawing a suitable straight line, solve this equation. Now you need to compare both equations. So let's see, what was the original equation given to us? 3x squared minus 2x, 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. So I'm going to rewrite this equation using the original equation given. So this is going to be 3x squared minus 2x minus 2x minus 1 minus 1. Now, if you look at what I have written here, it's still the same thing as what we're given to solve. And then I have in here, I have the original equation given. So I'm going to rewrite this as this: 3x squared minus 2x minus 1 minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. I have only repeated this, but I have expanded it further. So from the original equation given to us, this is y. So that's y minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. So y equals to 2x plus 1. So that's the equation I have to draw. So I'm drawing a straight line, y equals to 2x plus 1. So when x equals to 0, y is 1. When x is 0, y is 1. So this is it. And then when y is 0, 0 equals to 2x plus 1 minus 1 equals to 2x, x equals to minus 1 over 2. So x is minus 0.5. So get a ruler and then you join this point. Please make sure you use a ruler. make sure you use a ruler and then you join this point. I'm using freehand sketch because I'm working on the screen. Okay, if you're working on the paper, which is the mode of your exams, please make sure you use a ruler. So the solution to this is actually where the two graphs meet. Where the two graphs meet. So I have somewhere around there. So let me count. This is minus, this is how many boxes do I have? Minus 0.05. Okay, let's count the boxes. You can see from here, you can get the value of one box. 10 boxes represent 0.5. So that means one box is 0.05. So I'm going to count the number of boxes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So when you multiply this by 7, our answer is going to be minus 0.35. So your answer might be a little bit different from here. For graph questions, in most cases, you have range of answers and not just a specific answer. So yes, your answer might vary a bit from what I have here, but it shouldn't go too far from this. Now, as you can see that the line did not touch the curve at any other part. So if it touches the curve at two different parts, you write the two different answers there. So this one, according to my graph, the answer to this is minus 0.35. Okay. Question 21. A curve has equation y equals to x raised to the power of 3 minus 12x. A. Find the gradient of the curve at the point 1 and minus 11. So, to find the gradient of the point, we have to differentiate. The y dx is equals to 3x squared minus 12. And we're looking at point x equals to 1. So that's 3 into bracket 1 raised to the power of 2 minus 12. This will give us 3 minus 12, and that is minus 9. So the gradient is minus 9. Then we're asked to find the coordinates of the turning points of the curve. Okay, so we have 3x squared minus 12 equals to 0. So when for us to find the coordinates of our turning point, we equate the gradient, the derivative, we equate it to 0. So I have 3 is common, so let me factorize. I have x squared minus 4 left equals to 0. So this is 3. What I have here is difference of two squares. So x plus 2, x minus 2 equals to 0. So the first thing I need to do is to divide through by the 3. So x plus 2, x minus 2 equals to 0. Alright, so we'll solve. That means x is 2 or x is minus 2. So I have 2 minus 2. Now for I have the answers already for my x. I need to find y. Remember our equation is y equals to x cubed minus 12x. So y equals to minus 2 raised to the power of 3 minus 12, then minus 2. Minus 2 raised to the power of 3 will give us minus 8 plus 24, and that will give us 16. So when x is minus 2, y is 16. So we complete this. Same thing when y equals to 2. So y equals to 2 raised to the power of 3 minus 12 times 2, and that's 8 minus 24, which is minus 16. So when x is 2, y is minus 16. So this is how we solve questions like this. So these two coordinates are the coordinates of the turning points of the curve. So let's see. Oh, all right. That brings us to the end of that particular paper. I hope you were able to pick one or two things there. Please do let me know in the comment section if there is anything you want me to add, any past paper you want me to solve, or even any topic you want me to teach from the beginning. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. And I wish you all the best in your examinations. But don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification button so that when I drop the new video, you'll be among the first set of people to get to know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.